China is a vast stage. It is a land full of natural wonders. Time has crafted hidden beauties that seem almost impossible. Human ingenuity has reached the furthest corners. Grand structures rise high to overcome every challenge. And what were once barriers have now become opportunities. Today, we begin a spectacular journey. We will travel across sites in China of otherworldly beauty, together, we shall explore the most remote and inaccessible corners. This is the Xiaozhai Tiankeng sinkhole, also known as the Heavenly Pit in Chongqing. It is considered the largest and deepest natural sinkhole in the world. It is so massive that it holds its own distinct ecosystem. From above, it looks like a giant crater. Lush green forests surround the rim. Inside, there is a microclimate with high levels of humidity. Sunlight here is very limited. It is a sanctuary for rare animals and plants. The descent feels like entering a lost world. Everything has remained untouched for millennia. Although some light filters in, the bottom remains mostly in darkness. This allows life forms adapted to the shadows to flourish. Next is Zhijin Cave, located in Guizhou Province. This massive cavern boasts extraordinary geological structures. It is known as the most spectacular cave in Asia. A group of local explorers discovered it by chance in 1980. The cave has expanded continuously for over 2 million years without any destructive geological events. That explains its colossal size at the present time. The cave has 7.5 miles of explored passages. The height of the cave reaches nearly 500 feet. This is equivalent to a 40-story building. Inside the cave are strange geological structures, such as gypsum flowers, twisted stone columns, and beautiful stone curtains. Near the entrance and in areas with light, mosses, ferns, and lichens flourish, thanks to the constant humidity inside. Leaving the cave, we arrive at the Atelier Village Steel Ladder, also known as the Cliff Village. This metal staircase, with thousands of steps, connects the remote village of Atelier to the outer world. It climbs up a sheer cliff with a vertical height of 2,600 feet. Previously, striking images of children climbing dangerous rattan ladders prompted the construction of this structure in 2016. In just 3 months, the local authorities completed the project. They overcame every obstacle of height and extremely difficult terrain. The steepness of this staircase is truly dizzying. There are sections where one must climb at a 70-degree angle. The village of Atelier sits precariously on top of a cliff, 3,300 feet above the valley floor. It is a location of otherworldly beauty and great challenge. In the past, these sheer cliffs served as natural barriers. They protected the community from invaders and looting. Furthermore, the mountain slopes provided fertile land. This was an ideal condition for the residents to grow maize, potatoes, and other food crops. Next, we arrive at the Taklamakan. This is the largest sand desert in China. It is also known as the place of no return due to its extremely harsh climate. Running through this land is the impressive Tarim Desert Highway. The road stretches for about 342 miles. It is the second longest road in the world, built entirely on shifting sands. Building this road was an extraordinary achievement. The workers had to overcome constant sandstorms and almost unbearable living conditions. During sandstorms, visibility for drivers drops very low, making driving extremely dangerous. Surrounding the highway is a belt of vegetation, known as the Green Great Wall. This belt consists of plant species with a strong ability to adapt to the desert. This is a clever solution to prevent sand dunes from burying the road, while also helping to stabilize the surrounding soil. Shanshan County. Located in Xinjiang, Shanshan County borders the Kumtag Desert, a part of the vast Taklamakan. It is a rare example of how urban life can coexist with harsh nature. Local residents often say the sand does not advance, the greenery does not retreat, and the people do not lead. This place is described as a miracle of nature. The city continues to flourish, thanks to thousands of springs hidden deep beneath the sand, and meltwater from the majestic Tianshan Mountains. We now travel to Liaoning Province to admire the Red Beach of Panjin. This coastal wetland possesses an unusual beauty with its striking, vibrant red hues. This distinctive color comes from a type of alkaline plant called seepweed. They flourish and dye the vast wetlands a deep crimson. Although this plant also exists in a few other places, nowhere else does it cover such massive areas as brilliantly as in Panjin. As autumn arrives, the color of the plants changes in a surprising way. The entire expansive wetland is dyed an incredibly impressive deep red. The Fanjingshan UNESCO Global Geopark. In the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, there is a natural sinkhole system just as astonishing as Xiaozhai Tiankeng. The most spectacular of these are the sinkholes of the Xiaozhai Tiankeng group. This place remains largely unexplored, possessing a strange and ancient appearance. Over millions of years, mineral-rich groundwater has created unique geological formations. A small ecosystem has formed right inside the heart of the Earth. There, ferns and other plants grow very vigorously, thanks to indirect light and high levels of humidity. Gaoyiling Scenic Area. The Gaoyiling area in Quanzhou city of Hunan province possesses winding paths that run along narrow mountain peaks. The spectacular landscape here is a magnet, attracting many photography enthusiasts. The rock ridges look like natural roller coaster tracks. They have gentle slopes, but the outlines are incredibly sharp. Small trails run right along the edge of the thin peaks. Although generally safe, some sections are very narrow and have no guardrails, requiring visitors to be extremely careful. This area was once little known, but has now become famous, thanks to photos shared widely on social media. The Anlong Pyramids, also known as the Pyramid Mountains of Anlong, located in Guizhou province, these rock formations have attracted great attention because of their uncanny resemblance to the pyramids of Egypt. What look like stone blocks stacked by human hands are actually natural rocks formed about 200 million years ago. The local authorities have identified at least 15 hills with such pyramid shapes. Currently, observation points and visitor centers are being actively developed to serve tourists. Despite theories suggesting these are man-made structures, geologists have confirmed that these formations are entirely a product of nature. Fanjingshan. Considered a sacred site, Fanjingshan possesses a striking vertical rock formation with two temples sitting right on the peak. One temple is dedicated to Maitreya, the future Buddha, and the other to Shakyamuni, the historical Buddha. The two temples are separated by a deep fissure and linked by a narrow stone bridge. This bridge symbolizes the spiritual journey towards enlightenment. To reach the summit, one needs true devotion, as you must climb over thousands of meticulously carved stone steps. Mount Huashan, home to the plank walk in the sky, famous for its impressive cliffs, this is one of the 5 sacred mountains of Taoism. For centuries, Huashan has been a place of pilgrimage for people to pray, meditate, and seek spiritual balance. The ascent is a steep path with countless stone steps carved directly into the cliffside. Along the way, you will encounter ancient Taoist temples and hermitages perched on the edge of the precipice. In particular, a side route leads you to the infamous wooden plank walk. Although visitors today are secured by safety cables, this narrow path still feels like floating in midair. At the end of the journey is the Chess Pavilion, balanced on an impressive and solitary mountain peak. Dacian Hanging Temple. Hidden within Mount Dacian, a majestic volcanic mountain, this temple seems to cling tightly to the sheer cliffside. Its main structure is anchored by wooden beams driven directly into the rock face. The temple was first built in the 8th century during the Tang dynasty, and later restored during the Ming and Qing dynasties. It is dedicated to Guan Yin Bodhisattva, the deity of compassion, who is deeply revered in Buddhism. Wulong Karst National Geology Park. This geological area is home to the 3 natural bridges. They were created by the collapse of ancient caves. This collapse formed massive sinkholes, sheltering isolated worlds hidden within dense forests. Unlike some of the remote locations we have seen, this nature park has established trails for tourists. Tianlong Bridge, with its mystical and unusual appearance, was once chosen as a setting for several major films. At the end of the route lies the Tianfu Official Post House. This is a structure reconstructed from an official inn used by the Chinese authorities in the past. Although remote today, it was once part of important trade and imperial routes through the mountainous provinces of southwest China. The Qiantang River tidal bore, also known as the Silver Dragon. Next is a fascinating natural phenomenon on the Qiantang River. This is a massive wave that surges upstream from Hangzhou Bay. It can rise over 30 feet high and lasts from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. The main wave is often followed by smaller secondary waves. While very impressive, this wave is extremely powerful. There have been fatal accidents when people stood too close or were caught off guard by its strength. Similar tidal bores also appear in the Amazon, the Severn, and the Petit Kodiak rivers. However, the surge on the Qiantang River remains the largest and most violent. Pingshan Canyon. Yanjin County, the world's narrowest city. Known as the narrowest city in the world, Yanjin has areas that are less than 100 feet wide. The Yangtze River divides the city in two. Due to the extremely limited horizontal space, many buildings have been constructed right at the water's edge. The lack of space also means the road system is very sparse, frequently leading to traffic congestion. Also known as the Maldives of China. This natural wonder is known as the Maldives of China, located in the heart of the Qaidam Desert. High concentrations of lithium and other mineral salts have created a brilliant and striking blue color for the water. The lakeshore is covered with pure white salt formations, creating a solid and interesting surface for visitors to walk upon. In Hubei Province. This canyon is one of the wonderful natural marvels of Hubei Province. For thousands of years, flowing water has carved through the rock to form towering vertical walls. In some sections, the passage is so narrow that only a small boat can pass through. Not far to the west is the Shiziguan Floating Bridge. This is a walkway situated right on the surface of the Qinjiang River. The bridge is built from waterproof steel and floating foam, anchored by fixed chains to the riverbed. The bridge is located within a scenic tourist area, surrounded by mountains, valleys, and the calm waters of the river, Huashan Valley. In Jiangxi Province. Built on the site of an old stone quarry, this tourist area makes a powerful impression with its houses hanging precariously on the cliffs, glass bridges, and majestic man-made waterfalls. Huashan Valley draws inspiration from traditional Chinese architecture, with streets and buildings meticulously designed to resemble an ancient city of the past. At night, the modern LED lighting system creates a dreamlike and magical world. The area shimmers with floating lanterns and even a brilliant artificial moon, the blue tears bioluminescence of Pingtan. Next is a fascinating natural phenomenon along the coast of Pingtan in Fujian Province. The mystical light in the seawater comes from the bioluminescence of tiny marine organisms. When the water is disturbed, these creatures react by emitting a soft blue light. This is one of the few places in the world where this phenomenon occurs regularly, and we can clearly see it with the naked eye. Zhangjiajie National Forest Park, also known as the Avatar Mountains. This famous nature reserve is located in Hunan Province. The area possesses stunning stone columns rising from the midst of a dense forest. There are over 3,000 stone columns within the park. Some columns reach as high as 1,300 feet, looking as though they are floating in midair. These stone pillars were formed over millions of years, as rain and moisture gradually eroded the layers of soft rock. Over time, the earth and rock cracked, leaving behind independent, narrow towers that stand tall against the test of time. The park is also home to one of the longest glass bridges in the world. The bridge hangs suspended at a height of nearly 1,000 feet above the ground. You will also find the Beilong elevator here. Standing over 1,070 feet tall, it is considered the highest outdoor elevator on Earth. Construction began in 1999 and was completed in 2002. The structure of the elevator is seamlessly attached to the sheer cliff. Nearby is the Baizhang Canyon. This place has a similar landscape and possesses an impressive elevated road that cuts across the terrain. The scenery here is filled with massive cylindrical rock formations, covered by a carpet of lush vegetation. Tiger Leaping Gorge. Next, we arrive at Tiger Leaping Gorge. With a difference in height between the riverbed and the surrounding peaks of nearly 13,000 feet, it is ranked as one of the deepest canyons on Earth. This gorge was created by the mighty Jinsha River, which is the name for the upper reaches of the Yaxi. The massive volume of water is forced into a narrow passage, making the flow wild and chaotic. Legend has it that a tiger once escaped a hunter by jumping across the narrowest point of the river. Today, a statue called Tiger Leaping Rock has been erected to mark that legendary spot. Mount Taimu, the vast sea of wonders. In Fujian province, this mountain is known as the vast sea of wonders. It is famous for its undulating peaks, mysterious caves, ancient temples, and ever-present mist. It resembles an ocean of stone with hundreds of large and small rock formations rising from the subtropical forest. Well-maintained trails cross the rugged terrain, providing visitors with easy access to remote areas. Safety railings are installed along the paths, offering panoramic views of the forest, valleys, and nearby mountains. One trail leads you to the Hanging Copper Temple, an ancient Taoist sanctuary partially suspended over the endless abyss. Yongtai Turtle Fortress. Built in 1608 during the Ming Dynasty, the purpose of the fortress was to protect trade routes from northern nomadic tribes. The town was designed in the shape of a turtle, symbolizing longevity and strength. Over time, the population of Yongtai has gradually declined from about 1,500 residents in the 1950s to around 100 residents today. Flying Kiss Masterpiece in Wulong. These two massive kinetic sculptures are the focal point of an astonishing engineering feat. The giant metal statues slowly rotate towards the edge of the cliff, moving closer together to create the illusion of a kiss floating in midair. Each statue is 170 feet tall, holding a circular platform in its hand as if offering a flower. The platforms rise gradually, rotate towards the cliff, and then retreat. A complete cycle of this movement takes between 10 and 15 minutes. The Longmen Grottoes, also known as the Dragon's Gate Grottoes, carved into the limestone cliffs along the Yi River. Zhangjiajie National Geological Park, known as the Rainbow Mountains. This spectacular landscape is famous for its vivid, multicolored rock formations in vibrant shades such as green, yellow, and orange. They open a window into the past of the Earth. This landscape was formed over at least 100 million years by the forces of nature. The mountains have many strange shapes, from sharp peaks and deep valleys to gently rolling hills. Wind, water, and the arid climate played vital roles in sculpting the unique beauty of this land. The Mogao Caves, also known as the Thousand Buddha Grottoes. This Buddhist temple complex is located near Dunhuang in Gansu Province. They are meticulously carved into a sandy hillside and consist of approximately 492 individual caves. Inside the caves, thousands of Buddha statues are preserved intact alongside murals that recount important moments in the life of the Buddha. This is not only a religious site, but also an invaluable art treasury of humanity. Mount Imei, also known as Emishen. Considered one of the most sacred Buddhist mountains in China, this peak is located in Sichuan province. At the summit sits the Golden Summit Temple, which frequently rises above a vast sea of white clouds. On clear days, visitors can even see the Himalayas in the distance. The golden statue of Samantabhadra at the peak represents the Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, a central figure in Mahayana Buddhism. The statue rests upon 4 white elephants facing the 4 cardinal directions, symbolizing wisdom, purity, and spiritual power. The Three Gorges Dam. We now arrive at the Three Gorges Dam, built on the Yaxi River. This is the largest hydroelectric power station in the world by installed capacity. The plant generates nearly 1.5% of the total electricity for all of China, driving national industrial growth. On one side of the dam is the largest and most advanced ship lift in the world. It is designed to help ships overcome a height difference of 371 feet. This engineering marvel uses floating platforms and highly precise hydraulic automation systems. When a ship enters the lift chamber, the gates close and the entire structure is raised or lowered to the target water level. Afterwards, the gate opens to allow the ship to continue its journey on the Yangtze River. Yaxi Expressway, also known as the Sky High Road. Located in Sichuan province, the Yaxi Expressway is an engineering masterpiece that cuts through rugged mountainous terrain. The construction of this road posed immense challenges. It stretches across areas with extreme changes in altitude and faces a very high risk of earthquakes. To complete the project, dozens of bridges, tunnels, and special structures were built to conquer this treacherous landscape. Guilin and Yangshuo. In southern China, Guilin is home to thousands of stunning limestone mountains. They have been shaped over millions of years by rivers and abundant rainfall. The crown jewel of Guilin is the Li River, which winds gracefully through the peaks. Spanning across the river are elevated bridges for high-speed trains. The construction of these railway lines required the excavation of hundreds of tunnels and the building of thousands of sturdy bridges. Downstream to the south, visitors will arrive at Yangshuo Village, the final stop along the Li River. Here, you can glide gently along the Yulong River, a branch of the Li, on traditional bamboo rafts. Additionally, a cable car will take you to the top of Ruyi Peak, offering a panoramic view of the spectacular natural scenery. Mount Tianmen. Amidst the towering peaks and winding roads lies a brilliant natural wonder. A spectacular mountain road with 99 bends leads to the summit, weaving through uniquely shaped hills. The Tianmen cable car is one of the longest and highest cable car systems in the world. It has a length of 4.5 miles and takes about 30 minutes to reach the top. The crowning feature of this cable car route is Heaven's Gate. This is a massive natural stone arch. Believed by the ancients to be the place connecting the earth and the sky. To reach it, visitors must conquer the stairway to heaven. That consists of 999 stone steps, a number representing luck and eternity in Eastern culture. Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon. Formed over millennia by the relentless flow of the Zhangjiajie River, this canyon possesses cliffs with incredibly striking colors. The river carries sediments that create vibrant red layers, which are the result of very high concentrations of iron-rich minerals. Although it has existed for a long time, this canyon has only truly become famous recently, thanks to aerial images shared widely on social media. Guoliang Tunnel. This mountain was once a barrier that completely cut off the village from the outside world until a road was carved through the rock. The villagers of Guoliang dug this tunnel by hand between 1972 and 1977, with only 13 men. They completed most of the tunnel using the most basic tools, without any help from heavy machinery. Local people call this the road that does not forgive mistakes, because just one small error while driving can lead to a fatal accident due to the narrow lane and the extremely dangerous steep slopes. Zhijin Valley National Park. This nature reserve in northern Sichuan province stands out for its crystal clear waters, cascading waterfalls, and dense forests. Located in a remote mountainous region, the water here comes from melting glaciers, giving it exceptional clarity. The Duge Bridge. Also known as the Baipanjiang Bridge and ranked as the world's highest bridge. With a height of 1,854 feet above the ground and a length of just under 1 mile, the Duge Bridge is ranked as the highest bridge in the world. It is hailed as a modern engineering marvel of humanity. The construction of the bridge faced countless challenges, such as rugged mountainous terrain, thick fog, and high winds. Designed to withstand earthquakes and extreme weather, this bridge has an expected lifespan of at least 100 years. Longji Rice Terraces, also known as the Dragon's Backbone Rice Terraces. These agricultural terraces are located in the Guangxi region. They were constructed over 650 years ago, beginning in the Yuan dynasty, as communities sought ways to adapt to the challenging terrain. The fields are arranged along steep mountain slope. An ancient irrigation system operating on the principle of gravity helps direct rainwater and water from natural mountain springs to irrigate the fields. Most of the works depict Shakyamuni Buddha along with guardian deities. Among them, Zhijin Cave is home to the colossal Vairocana Buddha statue, which is considered a priceless masterpiece of global Buddhist art. Hukou Waterfall, the Yellow River Waterfall. This is the second largest waterfall in China and holds the title of the largest yellow waterfall in the world. The Yellow River flows through a narrow channel, plunging down with such extreme force that it creates the sight of a boiling cauldron. During the spring and summer, the water volume increases significantly due to melting snow and seasonal rains. The characteristic yellow color of the falls comes from the vast amount of fine loess soil and silt carried by the river. Wangguoshu Waterfall. This is the largest waterfall in China, located in Guizhou province. The water cascades down natural terraces, creating multiple layers and fine curtains of mist. Occasionally, brilliant rainbows appear amidst the spray. For centuries, the beauty of this waterfall has been highly praised in historical texts dating back to the Ming Dynasty. Puxihai National Wetland Park. We now arrive at Puxihai National Wetland Park in Yunnan Province. This area is famous for its diverse species and rich habitats within its aquatic ecosystem. The landscape here bears a striking resemblance to Guilin, but is much more peaceful and far less crowded. In the summer, thousands of lotus flowers bloom, transforming the area into a colorful and fragrant natural paradise. The scenery is often compared to a living watercolor painting, reminiscent of traditional Chinese ink wash art. Dunhuang Yardang National Geopark. Known as Ghost City. Located deep within the Gobi Desert, this park possesses a characteristic desert landscape. Once considered uninhabitable, it was a source of terror for ancient merchants due to its harsh conditions and was known as a no man's land. The wind and sand, blowing continuously in the same direction over vast periods, have sculpted long and narrow rock formations known as yardangs. Their sharp outlines often evoke images of ancient architectural structures, such as towers or sturdy fortresses. Zhuxiang Scenic Area. Located near Kunming in Yunnan Province, this site is known as a massive limestone cave museum. Over millions of years, underground rivers, rainfall, and tectonic activity have formed these extensive cave systems. The upper cave levels feature stalactites, stalagmites, underground rivers, and waterfalls, creating a mystical landscape. In the lower levels where water flows, collapsed cave roofs have formed spectacular natural canyons and pristine lakes. The Great Wall, winding like a giant stone serpent, this massive fortification was built to protect China from northern invasions. It stretches across mountains, valleys, and deserts with a total length of nearly 13,000 miles. The construction of this monument took almost 2,000 years, with most stone blocks transported by hand or animal labor. It is estimated that around 10 million people contributed to creating this great wonder. Building this structure in high mountain regions was an immense challenge. It required innovative solutions to conquer the treacherous terrain. The watchtowers served as vital observation points and communication hubs. The ancients used fire and smoke signals to transmit messages over hundreds of miles in just a few minutes. Mangya Emerald Lake. This man-made lake amazes visitors with its brilliant shades of green and turquoise water. The lake stretches across a vast salt flat, formed by many smaller pools of varying sizes and elevations. Pure white salt roads divide the surfaces of the lake. This creates a visual effect like a mosaic of shimmering green tones. Different mineral concentrations in each pool create a variety of water hues, ranging from pale green to a rich emerald green. The Longmen Giant Sinkhole. Like a giant scar on the earth, this natural sinkhole amazes every visitor to the Longmen National Geopark. Seen from above, it looks like a massive crater with vertical walls covered in dense forest. Legend has it that a dragon once guarded this place to protect the world from the deep abyss. Also within this park, you will find the Cloudway. This is a transparent glass platform built along the cliffside, providing a feeling of extreme excitement for those who love adventure. Mount Longhu, also known as Dragon Tiger Mountain, revered in Taoism and located in Jiangxi Province, Mount Longhu stands out with its sheer cliffs and hanging trails that lead to sacred sites. The area is shrouded in myths, most notably the story of a dragon and a tiger appearing during the creation of an immortality elixir by a Taoist master. One of the most fascinating attractions here is the hanging coffins on the cliff faces. The ancients believed that placing the deceased in this way would help lead the souls of their loved ones straight to heaven. East Taijinar Salt Lake. Banjiog Dishan Falls. This majestic multi-tiered waterfall system lies along the border between southern China and northern Vietnam. On the Chinese side, it is known as Dishan Falls, while the Vietnamese call it Ban Gio. It is considered the largest transnational waterfall in Asia and the fourth largest in the world. Here, the water cascades down through layered limestone blocks at various heights, forming a series of stunningly undulating flows. The Huashan Giant Buddha. This massive statue looks as if it has grown from the mountain itself. He gazes calmly down at the meeting point of 3 rivers in Sichuan province. Standing 233 feet tall, this is the largest stone Buddha statue in the world. The statue was built to protect sailors from the dangerous currents of the river. The giant head alone measures nearly 50 feet. Each foot measures 66 feet in length, resting majestically in a meditative pose. Bingling Temple Grottoes, hidden within a canyon along the Yellow River. This place looks like a scene straight out of a fantasy novel. Wooden walkways have been constructed so that visitors can explore the caves and the statues carved into the cliff faces. This site preserves hundreds of stone and clay sculptures, along with dozens of precious murals. The highlight is the Bingling Great Buddha, an 89-foot-tall statue carved directly into a massive rock wall. Hill Canyon. Located near the border with Nepal and Mount Everest, this canyon features geological formations that resemble a stone forest. The blend of stone towers, desert-like terrain, and the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas creates a spectacular landscape. Rising from the ground are limestone and sandstone pillars, lined up like an army of spires. Although it looks like a desert, this place is situated in a high mountain region. Nighttime temperatures can be colder than the Arctic, even during the summer. Akin Spring, nicknamed the Devil's Eye, this natural hot spring is located in Qinghai Province. The perfectly circular shape of the central eye is very unusual for natural hot springs. Its vibrant colors come from minerals such as sulfur, iron, and copper, which erupt from deep underground and accumulate on the surface. Shanghai. As a global financial, commercial, and technology hub, Shanghai is ranked as one of the most populous cities in the world. Following a turbulent period in its modern history, the city transformed itself dramatically to become a bustling international trading port. The city's skyline possesses a distinct futuristic style with famous landmarks such as the Oriental Pearl Tower. This is a unique telecommunication structure consisting of 5 large connected spheres. In addition, the Wujiaochang area in Shanghai is a modern shopping center featuring a massive suspended ring located right above a busy intersection. The Nuerlang waterfall within the park has flowed for centuries, creating stunning natural terraces. In this mountainous area, one can encounter giant pandas. They live solitary lives in regions that are difficult for tourists to access. The red panda, an endangered species, also inhabits this area and spends most of its life high in the forest canopy. Red pandas are naturally shy and elusive around humans. This makes observing them directly in their natural environment extremely difficult. Harbin, the Ice City. Harbin is the capital of Heilongjiang Province. It is nicknamed the Ice City because of its extremely cold winters. In the 20th century, it became a multicultural hub with Russians, Poles, Germans, and Japanese. All have together shaped the unique architecture, cuisine, and culture of this land. Winter temperatures here can drop to minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Every year, Harbin hosts the International Ice and Snow Festival, showcasing exquisite sculptures carved entirely from natural snow and ice. These works range from replicas of famous landmarks to dragon figures, fantasy castles, temples, animals, and mythical characters. The snow is tightly compressed and shaped using chisels, knives, and other precise tools to bring these frozen masterpieces to life. Qingdao City. Located north of Beijing in Hebei Province, this city holds great historical and geographical importance. Once a summer resort for the Qing dynasty, it features a complex of Buddhist temples built in Tibetan and Mongolian styles. This includes the Putuo Zongcheng Temple, a grand replica of the Potala Palace in Tibet. Chongqing. Surrounded by rugged peaks and covered in mist year-round, this vast city has been nicknamed the Fog City or the Mountain City. The buildings here offer the atmosphere of a city from the future. Part of the city is built upon steep terrain, adapted through incredibly complex engineering solutions. Furong Ancient Town, also known as Hibiscus Town. This ancient and picturesque village is located in Hunan Province. Furong Town became famous throughout China after serving as the filming location for the movie of the same name in the 1980s. Its most distinctive feature is that the village sits on both sides of a large waterfall, with the water cascading right through the heart of the town, creating a truly magnificent sight. In ancient times, this place was known as Wang Village. Its waterfall was once highly admired by poets and merchants. Beneath the falls, there is a path where visitors can walk right behind the curtain of water to catch glimpses of the village hidden in the mist. Lao Junction. The maglev train, connecting Pudong International Airport to Longyang Road Station, is the first train in the world to operate using magnetic force. It holds the record as the fastest commercial train in the world, capable of reaching 268 miles per hour. Mount Shuangta, also known as Twin Pagoda Mountain, is a unique geological structure to the southwest of Chengde. It is believed that the pagodas atop the peaks date back approximately 1,000 years, though their exact origins remain a mystery. Not far away is Qingchui Peak, a striking rock formation that resembles a slender stone pillar reaching toward the blue sky. Chongqing boasts the highest density of bridges and roads on the planet. Among them is the Dongshuimen Bridge, connecting Yuzhong and Nan'an districts across the Yangtze River. To cross the river, residents often use the aerial cableway system. This is a daily mode of transport that has served the people for decades. The light rail system of the city combines features of a metro and a monorail. It is designed to fit perfectly with the challenging terrain of Chongqing. At Liziba Station, the famous train passes through a building via a tunnel located between the 6th and 8th floors. This is an innovative solution for the limitations of urban space. Another location that cannot be missed is Hongyedong. This is a district with traditional style buildings arranged on multi-level terraces, bustling with restaurants and shops. Hainan Island, the Hawaii of China. Hainan is the southernmost island province of China, located in the South China Sea. Thanks to its warm climate, lush nature, and relaxed lifestyle, it is often called the Hawaii of China. The beaches here are surrounded by white sand, palm trees, tropical greenery, and clear turquoise waters. In Sanya City, right off the southern coast of the island, stands a colossal statue of Guanyin with 3 faces. Each face expresses peace, wisdom, and boundless compassion. Nalati Grassland. These alpine meadows in the Tianshan Mountains are traditionally where nomadic communities graze their livestock. The rolling green hills are surrounded by clear streams and snow-capped peaks. For centuries, this area was part of the trade and migration routes of Central Asia, playing a vital role on the Silk Road. During spring and summer, the grassland blooms into a vibrant green and is covered by countless wildflowers. Mount Wutai. As one of the 4 most sacred Buddhist mountains in China, Mount Wutai is located in Shaanxi Province. Dozens of active temples sit upon the mountain peaks and along the cliffs. The mountain is revered as the spiritual domain of Manjushri Bodhisattva, the deity who leads humans to enlightenment. In Buddhist belief, the greater the altitude, the closer the connection to the spiritual realm becomes. Shenxianggu Scenic Area, the residence of the immortals. Located in Zhejiang Province, this area is famous for its unique volcanic geology. According to legend, Emperor Zhenzong renamed this place the Residence of the Immortals. Winding trails intertwine along the cliffs and mountains, creating mystical and fluid shapes. The Ruyi Bridge, with its curved futuristic design, blends perfectly with the surrounding natural landscape. The bridge's 3 walkways reflect the shape of a jade Ruyi scepter, an ancient symbol of power and prosperity. This temple complex sits atop the majestic Mount Luojin. The temple honors Laozi, who was believed to have meditated here and achieved enlightenment. Two main pavilions are situated on twin peaks, connected by a pedestrian bridge suspended in midair. To reach this site, visitors usually begin with a cable car ride, followed by a trek along mountain trails and hanging walkways.